Sunny, you can start, pa.
Okay, sir. A pleasant evening to one and all gathered here. It's my pleasure to welcome you all. Your presence make us very happy. Now I A pleasant evening to one and all gathered here. It's my pleasure to welcome you all. Your presence make us very happy. Now I call upon K. Prasad, third year Tribly, to welcome the gathering.
A wonderful evening to one and all present here. On this beautiful day, we are all gathered here for webinar on the topic of session on business opportunities in electrical vehicles, organized by the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. I now welcome Dr. K. Ramaswamy sir, Director Administration of Paavai Engineering sir, College. Welcome you sir. I heartily welcome Dr. M. Prem Kumar sir, Principal of Paavai Engineering College. Welcome you sir. I consider it is a great honor to welcome our chief guest, Mr. S.I. Prem Kumar sir, Prem sir, founder and CEO of Minjarj India and Energy Private Limited. Welcome you, sir. I now welcome Dr. G. Balaji sir, Head of the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering of Paavai Engineering College. Welcome you, sir. I extend my warm welcome to all the faculties and students. Thank you.
Your positive action combined with positive thinking result in success. Now I welcome our head of the Electrical and Electronic Engineering Department in Paavai Engineering College, Dr. G. Balaji sir. Thank you, sir, for supporting us always. No one can shake you or break you if you have the will to do something. Now I call upon K. Prasad, third year Tribly, to introduce our chief guest.
Good evening to everyone. I am very glad to introduce our chief guest of the day, Mr. S.I. Prem sir, CEO and founder of Minjarj India and Energy Limited. He completed his education at Tamil Nadu in Paavai Engineering College, Namakkal. He had a work experience in First American Private Limited as process associate. He worked as head sales officers in Hyundai India Private Limited, and also he worked as a sales executive officer in Focus Management Private Limited. He is the present CEO of Minjarj India and Energy Private Limited. With his hard work and dedication, he won silver medal in Indonesian Innovator Award. He was awarded with a shield to be the highest seller of Hyundai vehicles. He won prizes in Switch Mobility Expo 2016 conducted by the Gujarat government. Thanks for giving this opportunity to introduce our chief guest. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Now our respected chief guest will take off his role.
You can start the session, pa. Prem, can you hear my voice? Good evening, Prem. Can you hear my voice? You can start now. You can start your PPT presentation. Just 3 minutes. The chief guest will be join our session now. Just in technical issue is there in chief guest side. So please wait for a few minutes. Then you can start PPT presentation. Sanjay, can you hear my voice? That times are low. Sanjay, can you hear
Sir?
the chief guest?
Sir, no, sir.
Just inform me. Just inform me.
Ramachandran voice is not audible.
No response from audience, sir. Okay, okay.
Prem, can you hear my voice? Prem. Prem, your voice is not audible. I think there is any problem with your connection, internet connection. Sanjay, if you hear the voice for chief guest. Sanjay.
No, sir. Sir, no, sir.
Sanjay, if you hear the voice for chief guest voice.
Sir, not hearable, sir.
It's not audible.
Yes, sir.
But they cannot respond. Prem, if you hear my voice.
Prem, you can start the session.
Right now I can hear the voice. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Okay, you can continue, Prem.
Yeah. I think there is a little bit disconnection.
Okay.
Can I start from the start? Can I start from the initial stage?
Okay.
Yeah. Is my screen visible actually?
That's Prem, visible.
Visible.
Yeah, fine. Sorry for the inconvenience. I just right now noted that my audio is not reaching you. So before going into the presentation, I just want to thank for this wonderful opportunity. And Ramachandran sir and HOD sir, Balaji sir has been given us me this opportunity to present and convey my thoughts on business opportunities available in the electric vehicles, and that too in the entrepreneurship day. Since I am an entrepreneur, I'm very much happy to present my thoughts on it. And myself, I am Prem Sai. I'm the CEO and founder of Mincharge India and Energy Private Limited. So before going into the detailed discussion of business opportunities in the electric vehicle, I just want to make clarification what is meant by electric vehicles. So electric vehicle is a thing is where a motor and a battery plays a major role. So the electric supply stored in the battery just passes through the electric motor, and from the electric motor the propulsion starts and the vehicle moves. So this is the major difference which differs from the IC vehicles and the electric vehicles. So moving forward, what are the different types of electric vehicles available in the market is a major thing. So because normally if we say electric vehicles, if we plug the charge and if we charge the vehicle, it charges and we move on. That's the electric vehicle we know normally. And majorly my juniors, my youngsters who are in this session also might not have much clarity what is meant by electric vehicle and what are the types of electric vehicles available in the market. So I just want to clear on that. So first thing is plug-in pure EV, pure electric vehicle, and second is the standard hybrid electric vehicle, and third is the plug-in hybrid vehicle, and fourth is the fuel cells. So plug-in pure EV is the EV which we have been talking about. So where battery pack and a motor, the supply goes and the vehicle moves on. So this is a normal pure electric vehicle. So standard hybrid is that there will be a combustion engine and there will be an electrical motor and a battery setup. So the generator will be the motor, the engine will be acting as a generator while moving, and the supply goes to the battery, and the motor, the battery supply goes to the motor and the vehicle moves on. So this is a standard hybrid vehicle which we can see right now. Few brands has been launching the vehicles right now, and in this itself there is a mild hybrid or fully hybrid electric vehicles. It depends upon the size of the battery. So that's one thing. And third is the plug-in hybrid vehicle. So while speaking about the plug-in hybrid vehicle, same there will be two separate. two different setups. One is a engine, and here also a battery and a motor. But what is the difference is that here the engine won't be acting as a generator. The we will be giving a separate plug-in supply for the battery, and the motor will be acting as an additional support for the vehicle. So this is an plug-in hybrid vehicle model, and the fuel cell is an most advanced stage of electric vehicles, and where hydrogen molecules will be acting to produce the electricity, and through that vehicles will be going on. But it's too much advanced model, and we might not see more frequently in upcoming days also. So right now, in the mobility side, so EV is going to be the future. It can be a hybrid model or it can be a pure plug-in EV model. So around coming years, you can see more number of vehicles on the road, and you can see more initiatives taken by the government side also, and more startups has been working on it, and more manufacturers also working on bringing the new models, new EVs into the market. So before going into the opportunities, I just want to show you the market size of actually in the EV. So till now, in this picture is about the worldwide and also for the Indian market. So in India till now, around 7 lakhs 60,000 vehicles, EV vehicles has been registered. It is combination of two-wheelers, three-wheelers, and four-wheelers. Till now, and it might be more, but this report is from the government side. And second is that from financial year 15 to 20, we can see overall sales of around 133% of vehicle sales, and the most sales has been happened in the last 2 years of the automobile sales field. And around 2030, the EV market has been valued around $230 billion worldwide, and it may be more, depends upon that. And to be frank, many of them don't know what is the model. I mean, who are the manufacturers working, or the number of manufacturers working in the electric vehicles. But as per the government report, around 200 plus electric manufacturers are working, especially in the development of electric scooters and passenger vehicles. And here is a graphical representation. I mean, worldwide graphical representation. The black represents the growth of EVs. They have reached to the 50% growth, 50 to 60% registration growth in the vehicles in the up market like North America, Europe, and China. And in South America, Africa, India, and Australia, the growth has been predominantly increasing. So is this an artificial growth? If you say no, not at all. So the government, as I said, the central government has launched many schemes. State governments has also launched many schemes, and these schemes helps the growth of this EV market. So we will come to the business opportunities in the EV market. So while speaking about the electric vehicles, we have a certain setups. So we need an electric vehicle. We need a charging infrastructure to charge the electric vehicles. To maintain the electric vehicles, we need a perfect pit stop to maintain it. By doing these things, we can use the EVs into the day-to-day life more comfortably and more easily. So here are few opportunities for the youngsters who are in this meeting, my juniors who might know this availabilities of, I mean, opportunities, or might not, but this might help you in getting the knowledge actually. So one is so if you have any idea of electric vehicle, in the development of electric vehicles, the government is providing so many schemes to set up a manufacturing unit, and you can develop your own idea into a product version, and has been quoted as the startups. So if you have a new fresh ideas, You can work on it. You can get the support from your professors. You can get the support from the incubation centers, accelerators, and you can develop your idea. You can take it to a prototype side, and you can launch it to a commercial aspect for the customers. And second thing is, we can't develop entire electric vehicle from our own side. So each components, a battery, a motor, a controller, the sensors, and everything needs comes from a different vendor. If we want to develop an electric vehicle, it is not mandatory that we need to develop an electric vehicle. So the components in the electric vehicle also plays a major role. So if you can see Hero, Bajaj, Tata, any manufacturers, they won't they won't manufacture so many components from their home ground itself. So they will be having vendors who supplies the components to them, where they can assemble and bring the outer complete product to the customers. So that is a big opportunity in that. And third is the battery manufacturing. So in an electric vehicle, battery is the heart. Without battery, the vehicle can't run. So there are different evaluation has been taking in the battery industry itself. New chemicals has been getting introduced, new battery technologies has been getting introduced. So if you have any interest on the battery development, well and good. That is so the MeitY, the government side, MeitY and other government sectors are also focusing on that. Many initiatives, contest has been conducting. You can check out in the Startup India website, Startup TN portal, where so many contests has been taking place in the side of battery manufacturing itself. Because in EVs, mostly lithium ferrophosphate and lithium ion batteries has been used right now. But these materials, these raw materials are not available in India. It is being imported to the India, and that too the chemical format. It comes in a complete cell where we can only assemble the battery. So if you have any ideology on using different chemicals, and if you can bring up solid state batteries or anything, it would be more helpful to use in the electric vehicle side. And that's so from this we can take the vehicles EV usage and the did range to the next level also. And third opportunity is about charging infrastructure. So in charging infrastructure, you can I'm not sure many of you have seen while traveling in the highways of Indian roads. So you can see in resorts near, there will be a charging stations placed near the hotels. So the main motive of developing this charging infrastructure is that actually in common people's mind, we can see that if you speak about an electric vehicle, there will be three major things which strikes them. One is there is not not more models or brands available in the market. Second, it is too pricier. And third is, what if the battery drains and it stands in between? So what we can do at that point of time? So that in that way, the charging infrastructure plays a major role. So right now, too many many charge point operators and charging infrastructure companies has been developing the charging infrastructures all over India. So in the last 2 years alone, we can see around 2000 plus charging stations has been installed by the private players, and there is so much opportunity in the charging infrastructure too. And the person who buys and places the charging station they are called as a charge point operator in the technical terms. An e-mobility service provider is the person who helps the charge point operator and the EV owners to connect. So who helps them, helps the EV owners to use the charging stations more conveniently. They are known as the e-mobility service provider. And we have been speaking about the hardware side. So what is there any no scope in the software side? No, not at all. So there is a charging management software it plays a major role in maintaining the charging stations, whether the charging station is working or not, whether the accessibility of charging station is being processed well, because the charging stations won't be acting as a normal petrol bunks. So there will be a machine, there will be no manpower to help the EV owners, the EV car people who are using the EV cars. So there will be a QR code or any sensors will be placed in the charging machine. So they need to go front and they need to open the mobile application, they need to access it and connect the vehicle to the car, and the charging starts. So everything runs under the IoT, and internet plays a major role. So on that aspect, this charging management software plays a major predominant role in maintaining the charging stations. And second is the battery management software. So right now you might be hearing a newses like the two-wheelers has been getting blasted, the batteries has been getting blasted. There is so many circumstances for that. The in that one circumstances is that those two-wheelers mostly doesn't have battery management softwares. So this battery management software helps the batteries to reduce the heat while charging and discharging. And this battery management software also helps the users who to note them whether the temperature of the batteries also. So these softwares also plays a major role, and there is a two-mate scope on this battery management software development. And apart from these are the four major criterias, categories. Overall, the vehicle market has been focusing on. Apart from that, there is also a few ideology points which I can share with you all. You can also work from that point perspective also, where commercial battery vehicle rental facilities, you can have an idea on that. You can buy few electric vehicle commercial vehicles, and you can rent them to the logistical peoples who need them. So this is another opportunity. Second is the swapping charging stations, where these commercial vehicles need to run frequently. Swapping is the best way to help them. And the third is the electric two-wheeler rental facilities. And fourth is the aggregation of the electric vehicles and charging stations. And fifth is the retrofitting of electric vehicles, where you can convert an IC vehicle, a petrol or diesel vehicle, into an electric vehicle. This retrofitting is in few states it is legal, and few states it is not legal, but there is an opportunity on it. For example, in Delhi it is legal, because due to control the pollution, right now the diesel vehicles has been ditched off and they have been converted into an electric vehicles. And dealership and multi-branding showrooms can also help in there is also an opportunity. And final is the media side, where you can review on vehicle, you can make contents over the electric vehicles. This helps to reach the electric vehicles nook and corners of the peoples, and this helps the growth of the electric vehicles. And we can, by increasing the growth, we can do something to the nature. Yeah, there will be a separate debate where we burn something to generate the current electricity, and we use them to charge. That is secondary. But while driving, there is no emission coming out from the electric vehicle. So that's a advantage if you see on it. So these are the major business opportunities. You can look it up, and to know more, you can just google it out. There is plenty of opportunities available, irrespective of if you have an idea, you can start a own business, or you can join in these companies which are working on it, and you can develop your skills, and you can take your career to the next level. Because in coming to the mobility part, so EVs are the futures, so future of mobility. So if you calculate, or if you can fix your mind on the EV side, it will be more helpful to develop your career. I think most of them here are the junior, third year students, I think so. So I might be, if you have an ideology of what need to be done in the future, and you might not have. So just have an idea on it. Just go through it and make use of this opportunity actually. And so speaking about the uh, electric vehicle manufacturers, I have listed out few manufacturers. So a few of them might be a bigger brands which you might know, and few might not be known. This is a sample actually. So you might came up with an Aether, a brand called Aether. They are a startup. They started from scratch around 2016, and right now they have bigger grab in the electric vehicle market, two-wheeler market. So second is the Ampere. They are from our home ground. They are from Tamil Nadu, Coimbatore-based company. But right now, a company has been borrowed it, acquired it. And third is Solar Electric. Fourth is Okinawa, Erois, Jijendra. They are local players. So they are the local manufacturers. Speaking about local manufacturers, most of the people don't know what are the manufacturing industries or the brands or models available in the market. If you can research it, and you can know that plenty of manufacturers are working on it, and not every product is going reaching the end users. So that is also a big opportunity on it. And while coming to the four wheelers, passenger vehicles, and commercial vehicles, Tata, MG, BMW, Benz, Hyundai, Mahindra, BYD is from China, and Switch Mobility, they are working on the passenger and commercial vehicle, electric vehicle side. And EVS is the electric vehicle supply equipment, which is the charging station actually. So these are the few manufacturers of the charging stations, and these are the charge point operators. So what is the difference between the manufacturers and the charge point operator? As I have mentioned it before, for the clear ideology. So these are the peoples who manufacture the ABB, Delta, or Exicom. They are the manufacturers of the charging stations, the EVSE machines. They won't come and install the machines in the public places, and they won't have the hustle of connecting the people to the machine. So they just manufacture the machine, and they supply the machine to the charge point operators, who are Tata Power, Xeon, Charge Zone, Relax, Ampi Connect. They just borrow the machines from them. They might have their own CMS software, they might have a third party software, but at the end they are the front face of these charging stations. So through the charging stations only, people, EV car owners and two-wheeler owners, going to get charged their vehicles. Here also there is a plenty opportunity. You just in the EVSC, like charging machines, the controller plays a major role, IoT plays a major role, an SMBS charger, a small size battery, relays. You can focus on that. And coming to the charge point operator, you can set up a separate brand, and you can acquire, you can buy the products from this manufacturer. You can also move towards the charge point operator way also. And here are the few myth I just want to discuss actually. So myth in the EV. So these myths has been almost in a longer way in the minds of peoples actually. So if we use electric vehicle, long refueling time, they have been speaking about it, and traveling distance should be too shorter. Electric vehicles are unsafe, and electric vehicles are expensive to maintain, and electric strange power grid create more particles than conventional cars. Batteries have shorter lifespan, won't save money. These are the few myths in the minds of people, and that is too much more, because we are in this field. We have been daily studying the people's mentality, and we have been learning much from the people's mentality. So I just want to give 4 to 5 clearance for this myth actually. So right now, long refueling time people has been speaking, which is the charging time. So we have AC and DC chargers right now. So AC charger starts from 3.3 kilowatt, and it goes up to 43 kilowatt. And DC chargers, which starts from 25 kilowatt and it goes up to 340 kilowatts. 340 is a bigger thing, but in India we can see around 150 kilowatts of charging stations has been placed. So in DC chargers, a complete car which has a battery pack size of around 50 kilowatt to 60 kilowatt charges within 1.5 hours. Within 1.5 hours, it's a big thing. Because in the same car, if we charge in home, it takes around 9 to 10 hours. That's a big drastical difference. And in upcoming technologies, we can even reduce the time to below 1 hour, below 30 minutes in further coming years. And second is travel